Welcome to the Manhood Podcast. I'm Bob Mann, your host, provider, protector, procreator, promise keeper. We are men who want to take care of our children. Here today with a guest, my nephew, young man that I've watched grow up, become a father. He's an entrepreneur. He has a clothing brand, not a clothing line, but a clothing brand. He just corrected me on that a little while ago. We'll get into that and talk about it. I'm sitting here wearing one of his hoodies right now. As you can see, let me read to you what it says on the hoodie. Rich Wierdo. The feeling of being rich in oneself, rich in gifts, talents, skills, the makeup of you and what God has given you, the ultimate confidence and self-esteem that you are beyond different and cannot be bottled. Weird is a word used when something or someone exceeds regularity. Feel good about it to the point where you feel rich. Rich in your weirdness. Own it. You are a rich weirdo. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Great reading right there. That was like, dang, did I write that? I wrote that?
Yeah, you wrote it.
I wrote that.
What was your inspiration for writing that? Talk to me about that.
Well, I guess I gave it from the gut.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what they say.
Yeah.
But it's really a base of me.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. So you were a weirdo growing up?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Didn't fit in with everybody else.
Not every. I fit in, but I didn't fit in all in of all the extremities of. I would say like the cool guys at that time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. So you know, after a while, you know, I was just that guy, like, you know,
right.
that was around the friends that were different.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, Jeff. You know.
And you are that guy. You have a clothing brand that has been worn by some very famous people on television in different places. Give me a rundown. Tell me who has worn your clothing brand and where over the years.
Man, over the years. So we're talking like 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me if I've missed anyone, but I'll just start with some of the recents, like Lil Baby, Gigs, my boy Gigs. Gigs is a good guy. He appreciates the brand. He followed us and everything. It's sincere.
Mm-hmm.
He's out of London.
Okay.
By the way. And then, you know, from there we got like, you know, Mike Epps, Diddy,
Teyana
Taylor, T.I., Nelly, J. Cole,
okay.
DC Young Fly. What's my guy's name? The shorter guy. Duval. Little
Duval. Okay. Yep. Little Duval.
Little Duval. We had him in that. But the most important people that I did have in Rich Wierdo were the original ones and the ones like you and everyone else who cops Rich Wierdo.
Right.
Those are the most important.
Okay.
That's the brand. The brand is the people.
Right.
Yes, you might have been reminded to want to get that a little bit more faster than if it wasn't on that person as a celebrity or something like that.
Yeah.
But shout out to my guys who just copped it genuinely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without no.
Yeah.
They just like what they just like what they.
Listen, I got to shout out my son. Every time I see him, he's wearing your brand.
Yeah.
The socks, the hoodie, the shorts, everything.
Yes.
You know, he's always right there.
Yes.
You know,
That's
and make sure he's got.
Yo, Just, what's up, baby? You know how we do.
Yeah. You know, and listen, you gotta start making it for bigger guys, okay? We gonna talk after we get off air here.
I've been getting beat up by y'all for like a long time now.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, where's the 3X's at? Where's the 4s?
Because you got
you a 3, but I'm just saying, like,
okay.
You got the hoodie on, so you're not a 3.
Yeah.
But he just needs more. We need more.
Because that varsity jacket is keep calling my name.
Oh yes.
Okay, that varsity jacket is fire. Okay.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, let's talk about fatherhood. You are a son. You have three siblings. Three siblings with your mom and dad. You have other siblings besides that. Tell us about growing up with your dad. What stories or what activities stand out in your mind that you did with your dad?
Oh man, we would jog together.
Yeah.
We would run.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would do maybe it was maybe about a half-mile square each side of a square.
Okay.
So we would run from 7th.
So it's 2 miles then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we would run from 7th down to 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Take 11th up to Washington. Take Washington over to back to 7th.
Yeah.
Come down 7th to what's that other street? But yeah. So I used to exercise with him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was something he did consistently and poured that into you. You know, and I talk about, being a procreator, which meaning reproduce. And that doesn't just mean making children, but the things that you foster in your children moving forward. So he put that in you. I know you're a musician. I know your father sang. Did he help you with that? Did he inspire you in that way too?
Well, I had a drum set. I had a bootleg drum set back in the day, and it was in the basement, right? And I used to play. This was when we used to have the radio back in the day. You had to really, really eye the station.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would eye the station to 97.1. Bang, I got to it.
Okay.
The Spanish channel was before that.
Right.
The Spanish channel was before that. So you got the Spanish channel. You're and then you try to get to the Spanish channel. You got to fine tune it.
Right.
Bang. 97.1.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I would play drums to that. So Mary was out back then. I think Mary. So he bought me the drum set. Right. Mm-hmm. And I put holes all in it. Now I got silver tape on all the drum holes, everything. So now it's my own sound. Right. But I'm still playing on it. Yeah. I'm knocking, I'm breaking sticks, I'm doing everything. Yeah. I got broken cymbals down there, everything like that. Yeah. So that is what he bought me. Right. He bought me that drum set. Mm-hmm. And I just lasted through it. Right. I was one of those jungle kids.
Yeah. But I know he was bringing you to rehearsals with him.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were around the music. I know because I was playing the drums and you would be sitting there salivating, wanting to get on them drums.
Most definitely. You saw the hunger in my eyes.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. I was sitting there. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? And then that's when you had the electric drum set. Yeah. I always remember the electric drum set with the cymbals up top. It was like a full bar. Yeah. It was crazy. I love that drum set. I had that in my brain forever.
Do you? Okay.
Forever. With you on it with the hot top, but you told me you ain't had no hot top. It's all right, though. Hold on.
Mind you, the brother's a barber too. He has his own shop in South Plainfield, New Jersey, on Hamilton Boulevard. You got to go by and see him. You see my lines right now? I just got out of his chair. All right, my brother and I live in North Carolina now. I came up to Jersey to do this. I can't wait to see this man. I would let my hair grow for 2-3 weeks before I come up and see him to make sure he got a blank canvas to start working with. So he makes me look my best. I can't front on that.
The pressure is on, though. Every time he's in the shop, I am under pressure. Don't forget that. I have to perform well. Pause.
And he does. He never fails. He never fails.
Pause.
So let's talk about you. You have a son, right? Most of us as fathers, we become fathers, and it's not expected. Did you plan to have a child, and how did you find out that you were expecting a child? What was that like?
First of all, my plan didn't work.
Okay.
I said I'm gonna have a child when I have my first million.
Okay.
Came in it like.
You got it on the second million? Is that what happened?
No. Yo, thanks. But
he's choking on that one.
I'm like, wait, I got $3,000. Like one was like it was so. I was like, oh my god, what? You know.
Yeah. So
don't run now.
Right. So mom comes to you and says, I'm pregnant. What was your first reaction?
I said, well, I guess we have to be together now. I guess we're gonna be a couple. And then from there, you know, thoughts went in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's just how that goes, man. When you get that understanding. But I knew that I had to actually just be on it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Because
now, like, you know, it's time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because women seem to be nurtured to become a mother. You know, as little girls, they play with dolls. They look forward to having a child. As men, not so much. And when we find out that we're having a child, it's not in our bodies. So it takes us a little while mentally to click in and say, I'm a dad. I need to change. I need to be different. How did that happen for you? Was it immediate? Was it after the child was born? Was it 6 months later, 12 months later?
Oh, man, it was right at the initial point. Because now I have to introduce this idea for someone that I was not really noticeably with, but people knew that I knew her.
Okay.
So now I'm like out of sight of, and then at the same time, I'm like, you know, not keeping it all the way honest. So I'm like, damn, you know, how do we forfeit certain areas and still win, you know? So it's like.
You were sowing your wild oats, so to speak, and you wasn't done. But you had this child on the way and you were trying to settle down. Is that how it went?
I was forcing a lot of things, man. Yeah. Like, you know, and with that, it's from good intention.
Yeah.
You can't force something if it's not important. Something's not important.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I wanted to have the importance of my son, me coming from the back, of the gospel.
Right.
Of everything and how it comes up, and then we spoke about that earlier, about the judgment,
right?
You know,
right?
Coming from the judgment, but you're doing okay, you know, and that stuff really strickens people.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
It really delays, and it has people in their own bag, and it causes mental health that way too.
Right. Right.
You know, because of judgment.
Right.
Judgment to have you like in a wave of direction that might not even be your life.
You can't live your life for other people.
Yeah.
You have to live your life for you. Now, that don't mean you have a license to go out and do dirt and, you know, just crap all over other people.
No.
But
not crap. You said crap?
Yeah, I said crap.
I'm going to say crap.
Okay.
I'm going to crap on you.
You know I don't curse, so that would have been a good place for a curse if I was a cursing man. But to crap all over other people.
You piece of crap.
You still want to treat other people as you want to be treated, right? You don't want to, you know, treat them any foul way, or the way you would want your sister or your mother to be treated by a man. That's the way you should be treating a young lady in a situation like that. You weren't ready for that, you're saying.
Well,
and tried to force it.
I was really most focused on the business. So the business is real. You know what I'm saying? The business is my first dream. That's my first child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My first child is my business.
Right.
You know, how do I survive out here? You know what I mean? I'm going all off of me.
Right.
At this point, I made a decision, like, I'm not working for anyone else.
Right.
I'm 22 years old. I'm not working for anyone else. First of all, I came home from college different. I actually had mad jobs when I was a teenager. So doing all of these exercises and all of this getting money all the time, I understood myself even in that.
Right.
I said, you know what? I cannot be an employee. I learned that.
Right. Right.
So from then, me learning that I'm not an employee,
right?
Who else am I going to be? I gotta be.
You gotta be an entrepreneur.
I gotta do it for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So with that choice, and then I always so afraid. I was like, oh my God, the child's gonna slow me down. You coming in on my first kid, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, you coming in on my first kid. You know, my first kid, that's my first love.
Yeah, the business.
Don't be coming on. Don't. But even if someone has a child, you know, you got the child, and then a couple years later, oh my God, I got another child. But you've been putting that work in all the way. You know, always, anyway.
Yeah, and I find myself explaining this in different situations, that when you have a child, you have one child, you love them with all your heart. You give them everything. You don't hold anything back from them. But when you have a second child, you don't love the first one any less. Your heart grows large enough to love them both equally. You know, now you know I got 4 kids, so my heart is huge,
bro. I mean, you know, you're straight legendary, man.
So with your business and now your child, your son, what was it like in those early years raising your son? Were you getting up in the middle of the night, the diapers, the bottles, and all kinds of stuff?
Yeah, man, everything. All of that, man. The best part about it is, like, I saw him being born. I saw his head peek out.
Okay, so you were there in the delivery room.
Oh, yeah,
Good
man.
for you.
We in there. I cut the cord. Told her what to do with the placenta.
Okay.
We both was right there next to each other. Brought him home. We was right there.
Okay.
Took him downstairs to get his dill snipped and all that. You know what I'm saying? Got his dill snipped and all that. Was right there next to him. He was crying he was crying crazy. I sat there and held his arm while he was getting his dill snipped. I said, "Oh man, damn!" You know, to witness all of that stuff. Like, I'm like, good. "Oh my God, yo, it's crazy, bro."
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, how old were you
at that time?
Yeah.
8 years ago. I was 29.
29.
Yeah.
29 years old. So there's a lot of growing up in that moment. But just to be there, kudos to you. Not a lot of fathers.
Oh, we was there from the water broke. I was cutting at the time.
Okay.
She called me.
Yeah.
When she called me, I said, "Hey, what's up?" Because we was on the 15th.
Okay.
That's what the doctor said.
Right.
Doctor said we was on the 15th.
Right.
So it was the 13th. Right?
Yeah.
It was the 13th of February.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh."
Right before Valentine's Day.
Yes, right before. Okay. And she said, "Oh, the water, about, you know."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I'll be right there." So now I'm thinking this. I'm not even playing. It's very sensitive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, all I've been hearing is water broke.
Right.
Baby coming.
Right. Right.
That's always been my like subconscious of what happens.
Yep.
You know. So she said my water broke. I said I was cutting the guy hair. I said, "Yo, bro, I'm sorry, man." Cut it off. I said, "You gotta go to him now." Yeah. Finish the haircut. My son's mom, water just broke. Yeah. He was out. Yeah. I bounced on him. From that point, went all the way to the hospital. And we stayed there. He wasn't even born. That was at like 8 o'clock p.m. Maybe a little before that. Yeah. But
how many hours later?
He was born in the morning, 6:18 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Was she in hard labor that entire time?
It wasn't no hard labor. It wasn't.
You can say that. If I ask her, would she say the same thing?
Yeah, that was bad rude for me to say. It wasn't no hard labor. That is so silly to say. It was hard labor.
Okay.
Yeah, she was
us as men, we'll never know, and
they would never know what we doing.
Well, listen,
every day
I'm gonna give them that. I'm no comeback whatsoever. I've watched a baby come out of a woman's body. Okay. I don't know if I ever want that to happen to my body, a baby coming out of it. It just...
That's a factory.
Yeah. You know, I bow my head. I often say that on somebody's birthday, we should actually celebrate their mother and not them. Dang. Because the mother did all the work. That's her birthday. On that birthday.
That's her birthday?
Listen, she should be celebrated. As a baby, all that baby did was show up crying, hollering and screaming, and we celebrating them. The mother did all the work.
It's both of them.
Okay. Both. So She delivers the baby. You go home now again.
It was
were you doing
the
diapers, the getting up in the middle of the night, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, all of that, man.
Okay.
We was there, and then which I feel like a lot of my genes are radioactive. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I looked at the microwave back in the day. I think I looked at the microwave back in the day more than I was supposed to. But then from there, the radioactiveness, you know, it takes. I think they said it takes 18 times of a habit for it to be genetic.
Okay. So what things were genetic? What things did you pass on?
Looking at the microwave over 18 times. So I know that he's a radioactive cat because the way that he was like just going speedy on the bed. Like when he be in the bed, he wake up. Yeah. We put him on the bed. Yeah. Speedy. Okay. Rushing around. Yeah. Yeah. That's radio.
Okay. Okay.
Nah, let me stop. That was a joke too. Dang, I gotta save these things, man. But nah, yeah, man. Yeah. So I really took in just honing in on evolution, bro.
Right.
Like just really honing in on evolution.
Right.
It's happening to you. It's happening to you by day, by the hour, by the decision.
Right. Right.
By the speech. Go ahead.
What does he do that surprises you, that's just like you? You saw him do something and you're like, oh, wow, I do that.
Command. He'd be commanding.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, when he's with his peoples, he commands them to do things.
Okay.
Like
he's a leader.
Nah, no, you doing this, do this, boom, 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 boom. Like I see that, and I'm like, oh snap.
Yeah, yeah.
It's coming out. You know.
Yeah.
A little bit of an attitude, kind of like the talk back, which is regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you talk back?
Oh man. Yeah. My life is so hard now because I was that. I was that bad.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, God, do I still have to pay for the back in the day? So you got to pay for the back in the day.
Those are those seeds that you have sown, okay? They're coming back. My brother was just a little, I'm going to use your word, weird. Yes. Okay? He was beyond regular. He was weird. Every house runs out of milk. We ran out of milk. He put orange juice in his cereal and ate it. We dared him to eat a raw egg, shell and all. He did it. All right. He just, Now
love him or no?
Yeah. But he was just weird. Now he has a son. Okay. Everything he did as a child, he's getting payback. His son does weird stuff. Okay. And in the richest way, in the most loving way, he just does stuff that is out of the ordinary. And it's driving my brother crazy. And I'm like, well, those are the seeds that you sown, and you're telling me that your son has sown the same seed. Now, I know he comes to the barbershop, and I've watched you with him. And I've talked to you about some things with him too. And does his homework while you're working. So he sees you commanding other men, telling them what to do in that environment. So I'm not surprised that he does that with his friends in his environment. And he's seen you do that for years. So he's going to do that. I watch you with your son. You pick him up, you do homework with him, you have him so many days a week and everything else. I know you pour into him, you take him to places and everything else. What do you enjoy most about being a father?
Being a father first. And cultivating the creation.
Yeah.
It's a body of work.
Yeah.
Literally.
You being an artist and a creative person, that makes sense to me. You're watching him. And I always say with your kids, so often we try and push them down a certain track. And that's not what we need to do. You need to foster what they naturally want to do. And I've watched you. He likes soccer. I've watched you, encourage him in soccer. You've told me about going to his soccer games, and being there for him. And those are the types of things that you need to do. So I could see you being that creative and then just pouring into him when he's doing his homework. I see you, do it, and you do a great job. And, I just
I'm
said,
freestyling with some knowledge.
Listen, we all are. I always say being a father or being a parent, the two most important things we do in life is being a parent and being a spouse. There's no training for it. There's no courses for it. There's, I'm sure there are books, but there's no definitive textbook that says if you do these things,
Fathers for Dummies.
your child will be perfect. There is no such book. All right? There's no such book. Part of this podcast is trying to discover what is a good dad versus a bad dad. And
one without prayer. Prayer. We got to pray all the time. I pray all the time.
Yeah.
But this thing is, when there's a lot on someone, you got a lot, sometimes you got to pray that much more, man. It's so crazy. To just coast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you got to have the wit to just really do things accordingly, man. And in planning and to receive, man.
Yeah.
To be honorable. I mean, staying honorable, remaining honorable is like it's a real quest of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to do always.
Right.
I always want to remain honorable. Like, bro, I'm not out here. I'm not your enemy.
Right.
You might get mad. That's on you.
Right.
Because all I did was defend. You didn't like the way I defended, but what I felt, what we feel as kings, sometimes, yo, bro, I'm just giving you the same thing you gave me. Can you handle it or not? Because we can handle it.
Right.
I just dished it back to you just to see.
Okay. So you and the mother of your son are not together. You are co-parenting separately. What advice would you have for a young man who's doing that very thing? What would you say to them?
I don't think that's not that me and my son's mother are not together. We are together. We had to find another togetherness.
Okay.
So you can be together with someone different ways.
Right.
Okay. We can have our common grounds. Our common ground is our son.
Right.
We're together with that.
Okay.
We are together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The typical together may be like, man, woman, and
the romantic relationship.
That one.
Yeah.
That's the number one.
Right.
Togetherness.
Right.
There's other togetherness. I could be together with you if I just know you, that I know your handshake. Like I'm together with you on your handshake.
Right.
We're the only ones that have that.
Right.
So who is the only one that you have something with?
That's good.
That might be my...
a lot of they say LeBron has a unique handshake with each one of his teammates, and he never forgets it. With each one, even after they've left him, he remembers exactly the sequence and everything else. That child becomes your unique handshake between you and the mom.
Yeah, word.
Always being there, and I guess putting them first. What would you say your advice to someone is? Because I imagine it's not always easy that you had to come to a place. Your son is 8, 9 years old now. Had to come to a place where it became easier, or becoming easier.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm
right.
looking forward
to... So you're still in the process.
Well, I'm just looking forward to everything. You know what I mean? It's not like, life is... What's easy? What's easy right now?
Yeah.
What is easy?
Right.
From 0 to 70. What's easy? I don't think
everything has its
stops, right?
Right, has its challenges.
I don't think easy. Easy is the real temporary.
Right.
Yeah.
Easy
is like Yeah, like,
it's fleeting. It don't last long. You there for a minute, and then stuff gets difficult.
No, easy is the real focus for. That's easy is the real.
Okay.
The real goal.
Yeah.
Is easy.
Well, real quick, and we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
Do y'all agree on bedtime, food, clothing that he wears and stuff like that? Are those things that
See, I like her in those areas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta look. I mean, you had a baby with someone.
Right.
You can't front.
Right.
Don't front.
Right.
You had a baby by that. You like something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I don't front.
Right.
I like you.
Okay.
You good. You're good.
Right.
I like you. You look good too.
Right. Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta talk. You gotta talk. Like, you gotta know.
Yeah.
Like that's my baby mother. Like, that's why I put one in you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But what came after that is what came after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I will never forget any of everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you. You are a great dad, an amazing entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Okay. Love your clothing brand. Listen, I will post where you can find the clothing brand. You can go and see what he has to offer and purchase anything along those lines. Listen, thank you all for listening. Please like, share with a friend, and just tell them, hey, you should check out this podcast. I learned this, I learned that. It talks about this, it talks about that. Becoming a man, becoming a father, provider, protector, procreator, promise keeper, manhood. Thank you for listening.